Alright, motherfucker, we about to do this. Grand Theft Auto 5, the walkthrough.
Are you the biggest Grand Theft Auto fan compared to everybody else online here?
Well, I have to be. I've played them all. I've waited out here for the rain for 9 hours, so no one loves it more than I do.
I ran whores, smuggled dope.
Man, some pizza place keeps paying no raw hit up, man.
It's Grand Theft Auto 5!
This is my fucking house. Get the fuck out.
Maybe if you got rid of that old yee-yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick.
See, I'm most excited for the online play and how Rockstar is just going to keep expanding it and making it better.
Grand Theft Auto is a game that needs no introduction. It's a gaming franchise that hundreds of millions of people around the world have grown to love. For over 20 years that this series has been around, it has been marked as one of the greatest gaming franchises in history.
One word? Amazing. I am having so much fun with this game.
However, saying that Grand Theft Auto is your favorite game to play nowadays isn't too common anymore. As time has evolved over time, the game itself has sort of left its glory days. This stems from the fact that Rockstar Games has sort of begun to disconnect themselves from their loyal fanbase, almost making it as an easy cash grab, rather than trying to actually make their game better for their fans. As in recent time, Rockstar Games has often looked down upon people, as they have simultaneously been the main thing and cause why many people don't enjoy GTA anymore. So much that players often say that the game just doesn't feel the same anymore. It's almost as if Rockstar have stopped caring about their fans and the legacy of their game, and have now slowly begun to focus on trying to generate as much money as possible. So with this video, we're going to be answering a question that was almost unthinkable to players back in 2013. What caused the downfall of the GTA series? Could it be due to Rockstar almost not caring about their fans and their game? Or could it be due to players just losing interest in the game that they've been playing for 10 years? This is the rise and fall of the Grand Theft Auto series. So before we discuss about the downfall of the GTA series, we have to sort of go back in time, as it wasn't always like this. Before GTA 6, before GTA 5, hell, even before GTA San Andreas, where did GTA even originate from? Well, a very unknown to the world gaming company by the name of DMA had begun developing a game back in 1994 that was called Race and Chase. At the time, this game was just a prototype, but this sparked huge potential to create a pretty fantastic game, as the main idea for this game was to mainly drive around and do police chases. But like any game, this game went through many development stages, and surprisingly enough, the people who were developing this game actually stated that it was very frustrating making this game because it just seemed very boring, as all it was players driving cars and doing fast-paced police chases and nothing else. But later down the line, they would figure out the main idea for the game, and would make it more enticing for people to play, make it a game based around crime, as this would allow players to be able to run around, steal cars, and do missions within the game. And from here on, the first and main Grand Theft Auto games was released in 1997. At the time, this was different from a lot of other games during this time period. The thing was that most games have amazing ideas and themes, but they can't seem to actually execute it quite well. And the first GTA game did a pretty good job of doing that, and as a result, the game sold over 1 million copies. But it wouldn't be until late 1998 when things would start to ramp up, as DMA were going to partner up with the now famous Rockstar Games, and together the two were going to create GTA 2 in 1999. But the only problem with Grand Theft Auto 2 was how it was designed, mainly for its 2D graphics, as most games are all programmed to be 3D. So it would be around this time where it would be a huge turning point for the game, as from 2001 to 2004, Rockstar had cracked down and released some of the most groundbreaking games during this time period. GTA 3 was sold over 14 million copies, Vice City was sold over 17 million copies, and GTA San Andreas in 2004, which sold almost 30 million copies. It's hard for any video game company to sell 3 games in a short amount of time, let alone just only 3 years. But as it would turn out, the reason these GTA games were firing on like crazy was due to Rockstar putting grueling hours on their employees. But obviously at the time, people didn't really care. It was unheard of for any video game company to post 3 games in just 3 years. GTA was considered a much different game at the time. Most games during this time period were all first-person shooter games and were all very similar. But GTA on the other hand had given its players more accessibility to do whatever they wanted in the game. From things in the game like being able to run around, steal cars, do missions, and follow a great storyline in the game. Obviously, going back to these old GTA games, to the naked eye they're very outdated, but that's pretty much what made them so fun to people, for its main simplistic look and gameplay experience. experience. And as time would evolve and as gaming companies would continue to upgrade and detail their games more, Rockstar had to release a new GTA game that would be able to track the newer types of games, and perhaps maybe even better. Just 4 years from when San Andreas was released, in 2008 Rockstar would go on to release GTA 4, which was one of the most hyped games in 2008. GTA 4's gameplay experience surprised many players. People loved the realistic look of the game and loved the mechanics of it, as the gameplay experience was much different than any other game at the time. At the end of 2008, GTA 4 sold over 28 million copies. Suffice to say, Rockstar was making waves of cash. People often say that there is something special about GTA 4. Perhaps the game's amazing advanced technology during its time, the game's amazing storyline, which was something that set it apart from other games during this time period. It's also worth mentioning that when GTA 4 was released, they had added an online mode in the game, which at the time GTA Online wasn't really that big to players, as making an online mode for players wasn't Rockstar's main focus, as they wanted to dedicate their time to making fun story plots and experiences in single player mode for its players. But obviously down the road, their ideas for the game series would start to change in the near future. Right after GTA 4 was released, Rockstar would immediately get started on their new project, GTA 5. The team saw this as an opportunity to make it similar to their older GTA games, but spice it up a bit. They were going to choose Los Angeles, California as their location, just like how San Andreas was. But instead, they would try and focus on trying to replicate the entire city of Los Angeles into their game, and have it way more detailed than any other GTA game they've ever created, and they would rename the city Los Santos. So, for 5 years straight, Rockstar got hard at working on their new Grand Theft Auto game, and in 2011, they would publicly announce to fans that the game was in the makings, and the release date would be in 2013. At the time, this was the longest stretch of time without a GTA game, but then sometime later in October of 2011, Rockstar had released their very first GTA 5 trailer, which compared to other GTA games, this one was exponentially more detailed, and overall was vastly more intriguing to players. The game would also give its players an option that was different from any other GTA games. It allowed players to switch to 3 different characters mid-game, which was pretty much unheard of in the series. It was without a doubt that many fans were building anticipation for the release, and it was no question that this 5-year-long wait was worth it. In the months before the release, they were going to release the official GTA 5 trailer, which was the fully polished version of the game, and on release night, GTA 5 became the #1 selling Grand Theft Auto game in history.
I don't even have to say Grand Theft Auto 5, we have it in our hands. Brandon, you got your copy of Grand Theft Auto. What's the very first thing you're gonna do as soon as you put this game inside of your PS3?
After the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, it became pretty obvious on why the series was so loved by fans. It had an open free world vibe, an amazing detailed storyline to it, and many fans often felt a personal connection between the 3 individual characters. Another element that GTA 5 offered to players was online mode. Like already mentioned, GTA was never targeted for multiplayer, as it was really only meant for single player mode, but GTA 5 Online presented a lot of new features to the game. For starters, it allowed players to be able to create their own character, buy things in the game, and try to be as rich as possible. This of course intrigued players since it was something new to the game.
We finally delve into the online, and I've never played GTA Online before in my life, so we're gonna hit the online button.
So, as millions of players around the world began playing GTA Online more than single player mode, Rockstar began to notice just how many people were playing online mode, and they realized just how much money they can generate from the players playing online. As not even a year after the game was released, by the end of 2013, Rockstar had generated over $1 billion from GTA 5. And as the years followed, Rockstar would constantly have millions of players playing multiplayer mode, while also consistently releasing new updates and DLCs in the game. GTA 5 would then pick up traction on YouTube, as some of the biggest names on YouTube would all make videos playing GTA 5 online with their friends. It quite seemed like everything was going for Rockstar in GTA 5. The players were happy with the game, and the game itself had lived up to the hype, and everybody was excited for what Rockstar had in the future. But as it would turn out, these great times would start to fade away, and Rockstar's future plans weren't so expected by fans, and no one could have predicted on how the series would evolve in the near future. Over the next 10 years from when GTA 5 was released, Rockstar would only release one other game besides GTA, and that being Red Dead Redemption 2. And in those 10 years, Rockstar would put all their focus into GTA Online. This being because Rockstar figured out how to generate as much money. They saw millions of players were playing GTA Online, and they knew if they just kept upgrading the game for years, then they would make way more money than spending millions of dollars on a brand new game. And that's exactly what they did. But as fans began realizing how Rockstar was operating the franchise, this caused players to be extremely disappointed in Rockstar, as some people felt like this was a bit of a blow to the franchise, since the series remained direct to the story mode of the game, and now Rockstar was only focused on updating online mode. But not saying that online online mode isn't fun. GTA Online was very fun before, but when it gets to the point where that's the only thing you can work on for several years and nothing else, then that's obviously gonna have some people really fed up and want something new. And that's exactly what began to happen down the line.
To me, a video game should be something that I buy and then play, and then I'm done with it. I may come back to it at some point to play it again just for nostalgia or to revisit stuff that I never found in the game, but it's all supposed to be in good fun. Having this company sell me the same product over and over again is not fun. It's actually really tedious and disappointing.
Take Call of Duty for example. Imagine if Call of Duty just stayed and worked on Black Ops 2 for 11 years straight, and that's with any video game franchise. You can't just stay and work on the same game for a super long period of time and not work on anything else. They will continue to do this, and up to 2020, Rockstar announced that they would be releasing GTA 5 on PS5 and Xbox Series, which in retrospect, GTA 5 was already out on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One, now the newer generation consoles, and up to this point, GTA 5 was already a 7-year-old game. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? All it would be is players rebuying the same exact game that they've been playing since 2013, and up to this point, Rockstar hadn't even announced to fans that they would even be making a new Grand Theft Auto game. They would then go and release the expanded and enhanced GTA 5 trailer for PS5 and Xbox Series in 2022, which essentially was an improved version of the game for newer generation consoles. But this was literally the same exact 2013 trailer, just with slightly better graphics. And this was something that Rockstar didn't need to do. They didn't need to re-release the same exact game on new console for people to rebuy. This showed many fans of how Rockstar was just really lazy with their game. Fans can see that Rockstar is just trying to promote GTA 5 for as long as humanly possible, with little updates from time to time.
Rockstar does not care about making good games and putting effort into anything anymore. The only thing that this company cares about these days is money, and it is a goddamn shame how far that they have embarrassed themselves. Rockstar North has made themselves the laughingstock of the gaming industry. Look at this like to dislike ratio on the recent trailer. It showcases everything that you need to know about how fed up the community is with Rockstar's bullshit.
And then you have the GTA 5 Trilogy Definitive Remaster. Rockstar had the intention of taking GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas and remastering them all together. And when trailers began coming out, people could clearly see how lazy Rockstar was with this. When you take games that are nearing 20 years old, you can't just simply remaster them, as the game files are just simply too outdated. But Rockstar was still hyping this up to their fans. But on release day in late 2021, it's safe to say that it was a massive disaster, as the services for the game went down, and 24 hours later from when the game was released, Rockstar ended up removing the game as they made multiple mistakes by putting several files that weren't meant to be in the game.
But after 24 hours of the launcher being down, Rockstar comes out and says, hey look, the launcher's now back, but unfortunately we just removed that game that we just released and hyped up for a couple of months. You know, all that money you paid us, fuck you, we have it now, you can't play your game, deal with it. And the reason apparently that they had to do this was to remove files that they unintentionally included in these versions. I mean, it was already very obvious that not a lot of effort went into these games, but they didn't even check what files they were actually sending out to the consumers.
This showed even more about Rockstar's clear lack of passion in trying to produce quality content for their players. And as a whole, this left many players wondering when GTA 6 will be coming. Well, we're gonna have to wait about 1 to 2 more years until it actually releases. And if it actually releases on time, that will be about 11 to 12 years since GTA 5 was released, which is over a decade. It's no doubt that the state that GTA is in is not the greatest. People can tell that Rockstar and GTA just isn't the same anymore. Back then, Rockstar was actually focused on trying to produce quality content for their fans, but now they have turned out to be a gaming company that puts money over their fans. And even though that GTA 6 is in development and there's a release date to it, it's hard to tell if GTA 6 is going to be another cash grab for Rockstar, as that's what happened to GTA 5. But even if GTA 6 does do good, we can't deny that the series has fallen, as most players who have been playing GTA since the Vice City days have all said that the game just doesn't feel the same anymore, and it's just super repetitive and boring. In the meantime, we're going to be left with GTA 5 for about 1 to 2 more years, and Rockstar will continue to milk it. Perhaps that Rockstar can make GTA 6 the next best game and can have it go back to how the series used to be, but Rockstar has given its players a very hard time of believing that, as they have shown countless times that putting effort to make good games for the fans is not their main priority, and their main priority is to make as much money as possible. But that's all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing and drop a like if you want to. Go for my Twitter at Scorpion_1 and join the Discord link down in the description below. This video was a bit different from my other videos, but honestly I've really been wanting to make a video discussing about the downfall of GTA. Let me know if you guys did enjoy this video and want to see more downfall videos on popular games. But with that being said, thanks for support, thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.